What's going on, guys? Welcome to part 4 of this build. On this episode we're going to be working on the front end of the vehicle. So as you can see, this car does have a aftermarket grill. It's some sort of mesh grill. It has it right on the top, the bottom, and the fog lights, but we're gonna take care of all that by replacing all those and also installing fog lights. We do have the cold air intake on this car, so we're gonna replace the filter, and also we're going to replace this upper grill entirely because it seems to be cut out already, but I do have a replacement one. In one of the previous videos I did show you how to remove this front bumper, so we're not gonna tackle that in this video. So we're gonna jump right into this project and I'll show you the parts that I have. So let's get started. So these are the parts that we're gonna be installing. Right here in this corner we have the fog lights. These are the iON OEM fog lights. We do sell this kit on the website, so if you're interested on anything like this, make sure you check it out. I'll leave all the links in the description below. This is a replacement engine cold air intake filter with a hydro shield. This is going to prevent any splashes from water going into the filter, so it's actually a nice touch and a safe precaution. This is also a OEM part. This is going to replace that mesh grill on the upper section. So I'm very excited to throw in all these parts and completely overhaul the front end. Alright guys, so we're going to start by removing this front end. I already removed all the screws and clips, so we're going to skip that part on this video and jump right in it. So we have the front bumper off the car now, and now you can take a closer look at what's going on. So this seems to be a aftermarket mesh grill, and it seems to be screwed into the stock housings. It doesn't really matter because we're going to be replacing this section with fog lights. This section right here can be removed as well. It's only held by a few screws in either end. Same thing with this end right here. The upper grill, we're going to remove it all together and replace it with that replacement part. So I'm very excited to do that. Also on this side, we have the cold air intake. This filter right here already lived its life, so we're going to go ahead and install a fresh one. It's only held by a nice clamp right here, not too bad. So we're going to throw in the new one. Should be pretty simple. So now we have the bumper on the back side. Now we're going to remove this upper grill. It's only held by 2 screws. Seems to be like 8 millimeter, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to the lower portion of the grill. The mesh grill is actually held by 2 screws on either side, and I can reach them from behind, so I don't really have to remove this entire area. I'm just gonna go ahead and reach those screws and remove the mesh grill. There you go, guys. Next we're moving on to the fog light covers. One, and that's 2. Now we have the upper grill removed and the lower portions, and these are the new ones. Not too bad, right? So now that that's out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and run the wiring for the fog lights. What I personally like to do is run this wire inside this section right here. It's gonna be tucked away and it's not gonna be in the way of any future projects. So we run this wire right inside here and we drop either end on here, and then we connect the ground on this side, but I'll show you that next. So this is your harness for the fog lights. These are where the fog lights connect to. So what you have to do is run this side and here. Run it through here. You're going to be left with this section right here, which connects to the next portion of the harness. This one goes to the fog light. And also you have the ground connector here. All you need to do with this is find a bolt on the frame and attach it to so it can complete the circuit. We're quickly jumping onto this side of the car because this is the side that we're going to be working and doing most of the work. So now we have the other section of the wire harness that plugs into this lower harness. So now you're going to take the rest of this harness and route it up in this headlight. The way that I'm wiring this this fog light system is not through a switch because I do not want an extra switch, and most of the time I drive with my fog lights on with my low beams. So what I'm gonna do is actually connect this wire to the positive of this low beam. So once I turn on the low beam, my fog lights turn on as well. So in order to get to that point, we're gonna go ahead and remove this headlight so we can have access to the wiring behind it. So we're gonna go ahead and measure what we need. And I think I'm gonna cut about this much. You take your wire strippers, cut a little bit. So a nice way to find out which wire you need to tap into, if you take your low beam connector and plug in your stripped wire into one of the spaces here, you'll be able to complete the circuit. So now you take one of the fog lights and plug them into the harness so you can test it. So just go inside, turn on the light, and find out if this fog light turns on, and then that'll give you the answer to which wire you need to tap into. We found out which wire we need to tap into, which seems to be the red on the low beam connector. So we're gonna go ahead and install that T-tap onto that wire. Now we're done with this side of the headlight. I installed everything back on the car. Next we're moving on to the bumper, and we are installing our fog lights. As you can see, we have our beautiful iON Honda fog lights over here. These are authentic, they're still available, and like I said, they're available in our store. You can check it out. I'll leave the links in the description below. These are beautiful. These are not yellow, they have multiple colors to them, but mainly it does look purplish with a bit of yellow. So in different angles you can see the colors, but these things are beautiful and it's gonna make this car look stunning and complete the front end. Alright guys, so here we have everything that you need. You do get some clips and also bolts in order to bolt it onto the bumper. First, we're gonna go ahead and remove this cover from the fog light, and you're gonna be left off with something like this. After that, we're gonna take this part and install it onto the car first before installing the final cover on it. There you guys have it. One side is officially done. We're gonna go ahead and take the rest of the parts and install it onto this side. As you can see guys, it looks amazing. this orange color does bring the color out of these fog lights very well. So I'm very happy about that. Wow guys, look at this. It looks phenomenal. Absolutely stunning. We're gonna go ahead and connect the fog lights and test them out. The fog lights work great, so now we're gonna go ahead and throw in the bumper back on. Next, we're gonna go ahead and throw in the grill. Alright boys, so this is going to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this installation. These fog lights came out fire. I absolutely love them. And there is going to be a lot of more projects coming up, so stay posted and also turn on your notifications to see any upcoming videos. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to watch more. Once again guys, thank you for watching, and until the next video, peace.